Hey, we're live. I no lie. Hey, thank you guys for coming back to the T.A.P. Simple episode today. We're talking about Diddy, the life and everything that he built. And I want to start off because I hate that sometimes what we make may come across negative and seem bad. So I definitely don't want to start off the way. Diddy is one of those people who have built such a empire before things got bad. I think there are a lot of artists and a lot of people within the industry that wouldn't be where they are, who they are, if it wasn't for him and his go-get-it attitude. But that's kind of not what we're covering today. We're talking about all the deviancy that's been going on and just giving our perspective. There's plenty of videos you could go through and see exactly the exact details. This ain't the place for that. But we're going to be talking about just how it tarnished his legacy. And is it a conspiracy or is it legit? So, hey, welcome back to the T.A.P. We're going. So I want to start this off with you guys. All right, my bad. So with Diddy and everything he has going on, what's like the major thing that stand out now when it comes to Diddy that comes to mind? Like dead ass.
How Cassie got ahead of the feds. Because this thing kind of jumped off of Cassie, and obviously whoever her team is, they kind of were light years ahead of his demise. So
you think that was the catalyst that started the whole thing?
Definitely. You always say it, where there's smoke, some kind of fire. So
I think since Cassie won money, oh boy, because he's a producer, I think he's seen that, like, I'm going to go ahead and file this lawsuit. Because if Cassie got paid, I got way more ammunition, way more evidence.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was, like you said, the catalyst. Because once he seen that, all gloves was off, man. He like, with all I know, and all Diddy confided and told me about, I got some heat for him. I'm about to file this lawsuit. And everything just started coming out. Once you file something, everybody else come out the woodwork with, I heard this and that, and the internet's gonna take off and put pressure on him. But you know what I mean? So, but that bad stuff, it has to be something for them to run in this spot, bro. Like, that's some crazy shit.
And not just one spot, like every house that he owns, they literally got a warrant. And you're right. And I knew somebody back when I was in the Army mode, squad leader. He worked for the feds. So he used to tell me that when they would execute a type of warrant like that, it wouldn't just be overnight. That they would literally be investigating and they would have so much on you. About time they come to you,
it's too late.
It's damn near too late. It's that's why I feel like, has anybody got any clarification on exactly where Diddy is?
They said he was
okay.
No, he fled. He went somewhere else though. Like,
it's too much speculation on where he is. And I believe he knows the heat is coming. But I also say the heat is coming for the other people that were doing the deviant behavior, because he was recording them, at least allegedly. Everything that we're saying is alleged. So again, take that with a grain of salt. But I also state that they wouldn't be coming after this man if they didn't have something.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because I think
a warrant even to go search his place, you gotta have something, man. Yeah. Like you said, where there's smoke, there's fire. In his Los Angeles house, you hear what his neighbor said. One of his neighbors in L.A. was like, in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m, it'd be tour buses.
Yeah.
Hey, old boy said,
he did not know
like he was a neighbor of Diddy.
Right.
But he was pulling out from next door.
Hold up.
A little crazy.
Oh,
yeah. That wasn't nothing boring.
Hold up.
No.
What Buddy said? Buddy said, well, my basketball go over here.
I said, my basketball go over there. I don't even know nothing.
That sounded like he just wanted to be in it.
Exactly, yes.
And
I think it's a lot of that, man. I think, like I said, Cassie really being the catalyst and publicly coming out and winning that her lawsuit. And then when you look at the monetary amount, because even when we did our segment on the Cassie and Diddy, and we were talking about Jonathan Majors, one of the main things that we all kind of, started to look at was the dollars that was involved. The average person just don't get picked out the group that's doing deviant behavior. because there's really nothing to gain. But I think when I last checked, Puffy is a billionaire. It's a lot to gain
Yeah. I feel like they coming after. Who was it first? It was Cosby.
there. Cosby, yes.
Then who was it next? I feel like someone else. R. Kelly. Now it's Diddy. Now everybody's talking about Jay-Z.
Yeah, I seen. So I didn't know if Fifth was just being Fifth and trolling, but when Fifth also posted a picture of Jay, because he made a comment like, now Jay's not even answering the phone at all.
Real.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they're just Fifth.
I think this to get to what Drew's original question was, like kind of like where it started. I think it started with kind of where Steve was headed, the Me Too movement. I think when that whole Me Too stuff started, I think that's when the demise of these black men started happening.
Demise of men, period.
Yeah, man, period.
Demise of men, period.
I don't see a lot of white men in the media about it.
Well,
Nah, Harvey Weinstein.
That was like, that's different. But that was
That's not different. That's major.
I see more black men than white men. I put it like that.
not powerful.
Harvey Weinstein was the only powerful white dude that went after
I remember
football.
exactly. And who was the one with the documentary out now?
Dan Snyder.
Dan Snyder. Now I don't really see that going around like this.
No,
Uh,
the other one was Johnny Depp, and that got the publicity just because it was Johnny Depp. Any other white guy, I don't think, in my opinion, I'm not.
Nah, but but Johnny Depp had his day in court.
Yeah, but Johnny Depp was clowning though too in court. Like I feel like he made a mockery of court system.
But I don't feel the heat with the white men the same as I do with the black.
No.
Well, I was talking to my wife about this. I feel like that a lot of time, this type of behavior, they operate in a manner that I could do what I want. There's no repercussions. Like, let's say, like our black leaders that are being accused of this. Mm-hmm. They operate at the bottom of every lie. There's some bit of truth. Mm-hmm. So they're operating in this manner, and I think they build like stuff over a time period. And I think that could it be someone maybe pull this out, like, I need you to do this, or you get too powerful, I need to put you in check, and they don't operate on what those are in control told them to do, then they could pull this out on them. Like, hey, you know what, man, you doing too much. You trying to own too much. I wanted you to do this. And again, that's conspiracy theory talk. I feel like that. I'm gonna pull this up. You remember they were discussing. They posted this on Fox. So Mr. Combs had hidden cameras. It was alleged. This is from the website. Mr. Combs had hidden cameras in every room of his home. Has recordings of several celebrities, artists, music label execs, athletes engaging in illegal activity. These individuals were recorded without their knowledge and consent. Mr. Combs possessed promising footage of every person who has attended his freak-off parties and his house parties. Think about somebody who got alleged to go into his party.
Okay, so here's where I feel like that's bull crap. Jamie Foxx is one of my all-time favorite guys. Man, listen, I love his body of work. Great guy, you know, in the comedy world and in the black entertainment world. He would always talk about throwing extravagant parties way back in the day. Mm-hmm. And I remember Jamie Foxx telling the story of going to KFC like Puffy. He spoke about one of Puffy's parties in particular, and he was like, "Bro, just give me like an X amount of dollars." Yeah. And it was a short sum. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Just give," and I have it rocking. He talked about, and the crazy thing is, all these names they're throwing around now. Fox talked about that way back then. There was a Jay-Z in the corner. There was a Pharrell. You know, there's a Busta Rhymes. Like, there was all these celebrities at this party. But then he talked about, as he fast forwarded, people like Drake, when Drake first dropped. Like, anybody that was new to the scene, you had to come to this jail. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, I'm not right with that.
Well,
Fox was talking about that.
Nah,
way back.
But I think we can't associate maybe all of his get-togethers having that type of energy.
I think.
Well, I wouldn't say that type of energy, but I feel like that was a common thing they were doing back then. That was very common because a lot of celebrities have spoken on, having the greatest times at those parties.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think the initial character of those parties were what was not on nothing crazy.
But if Diddy was doing it, man, out of all the weird stuff Diddy been saying and how he been moving, I don't know, he about to get that shit, bro.
That's what I feel like. I mean, I just feel like, remember when Cat Williams made the interview, the one that went popular, and he said, oh, Diddy is known for doing this. It's so many people who said that, like, hey, he's known for. Now, does this mean he interact like this with everybody? I'm not saying that, but to some degree, he was interacting with people in a manner to where they knew to back the fuck off. Like, okay, and like, let's say for Cassie, right? The one is his ride or die who was with him for a while. And I remember when we talked about it initially, it was like, oh, she's coming for money. Well, why did she say something when she was with him? I just think we underestimate the power that somebody can have over somebody. Just like the Nickelodeon documentary, right? The guy, Dan Schneider. Now, I do think it was a hit piece. I'm not going to really go too deep into that. But he did have a lot of power over who got into where, whose career got to where it needed to go. And he had that power. So people operated in fear. I've seen people who, remember we used to work at IFS years ago, and that one girl, I'm not going to say her name, was just doing anything she can to try to get up in the ladder. And that was for a cheap, dirty, dusty job. Just imagine you talking millions of dollars, what people would do. So does it make it right? No, but I feel like that there's too many people echoing the same thing and people coming with receipts and it not mean nothing.
Yeah, and it's been little clips. Remember he was talking on Drink Chance, telling back, we ain't party, man. We party, but we ain't party.
It's on the fan?
Yeah. And remember he slipped up when he was talking about Usher. And he was in an interview. He was like, yeah, man, you remember we used to wake up together and we used and then Kevin Hart was laughing because he slipped up a little bit. And he was basically saying like him and Usher used to wake up together and they'd fight over cereal or whatever when Usher was little.
13.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just been too many little incidents like that to make you think like, bro, this. And then 50 Cent said he tried to take him shopping. He said, if I do take a nigga, take me shopping, like.
Yeah, but I mean, but even that, man, I that one kind of went in one.
Okay, what about this?
It's different.
Diddy reportedly sold all his shares for Revolt TV.
Well, because these companies back out on you already. So
Chase was also involved in this too.
He was beating the what was the number?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He was gonna lose it regardless. So he's like, let me sell it first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Chase actually pulled out amongst the Cassie situation.
Mm-hmm.
So Chase was a big investor that also even helped him with Revolt, and once they pulled out, and it kind of the cards just started falling from there.
Mm-hmm.
Fifth kind of put that out there, like these are all of the people involved. So if y'all want to get Revolt, because Fifth tried to buy it.
So, but I have a question though. When they talk about sex trafficking, though, if you having girls over at your crib and y'all sit mashing women, is that sex trafficking?
No,
That's clickbait. In my
No. Be clear. Sex trafficking is where you, let's say, people who are like getting paid to do that, and you're taking them across state lines. That's considered trafficking, like human trafficking. So like if you say like we bringing these people up for this particular behavior and stuff like that. Like, am I faulting Diddy for accusations of homosexuality? No. I mean, it maybe because the culture at the time didn't really accept that. I can see why a lot of people kept that secret. So I'm not tripping on them about that. But when I am saying that, if there's behavior where it includes like minors in some capacity underage, and let's say the feds have footage, that's bad. And what I was bringing up earlier about people who were possibly accused, remember TD Jakes was tied into going to his parties. We talked about that.
Yeah.
So just imagine he's claiming his innocence and we standing on like, man, I believe TD Jakes, and they come out with this footage. Because people, what I'm saying is that people don't realize in the IT world, just because you think you delete something,
it's never deleted.
It's never deleted. They can capture that stuff. Definitely, they got the servers there. And when you got the feds coming there doing that, don't think they can't retrieve that information and stuff. So just imagine if he's accumulating this information over this period of time on these individuals, almost like as like a power tool where he can use it, because and you got people engaging in stuff. Again, a lot of these people are under the influence. They didn't even know what they were doing.
Yeah, I get it. Like if you record without their consent, like if you did have hidden cameras, all these sex parties and stuff like that, without their consent, they use it against them later on for leverage. That's kind of like abuse of power, or if you promise them something, hey, let me go ahead and do this to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he told somebody he'll get them to get a Grammy. All you got to do is come to this.
That was yes, I read that. He brought Stevie J. Yeah.
Told him I'll give you a Grammy. All you gotta do is come to my sex party and boom, boom, boom. So I think that's kind of like looking your power to your advantage, and taking advantage of people. But I mean, ain't nobody making these people come to the party though. That's my thing. Like when he started name dropping people, no one forced y'all to come there. So if y'all come in here,
there's like nobody was making people go to the Epstein Island. But people were going. I think there's a level of wanting to engage in that behavior, but it's a secret society where it's like we do this, but nobody say nothing, and people own too much on other people. That's why he got offed in the jail. They talk about it was a suicide, but there's a lot of other content to talk about that. But the point is that it's still so many secrets on those flight logs on, who was going back and forth to the island, who was spending time with him. Why were y'all going there? And you see, once they start releasing information, it's just like, damn, why were you going to the island of this dude who was known for pedophilia?
Right. Yeah.
So I think that, like you said, nobody's forcing. Yeah, nobody's forcing them to do that. But I think it's like Hollywood is like, it's become like a big cabal. It's just people are sick of the shit. People are sick of these stories of sex trafficking, human trafficking, underage people, and they feel like they could get away with stuff. Peep this. Remember back in '99, the girl that was in the club that got shot?
What club down here?
No. The girl that got shot allegedly said that Diddy pulled the trigger.
That's the thing, shining on them.
Yeah. It took the fall. Now, she claimed on record before she even went under, he shot me. He pulled the trigger. I saw him pull the trigger. I saw him get the weapon from J-Lo and pull the trigger. Now, she said that he took his money and paid off the bouncers and people to get that footage so you couldn't see what happened. Now, mind you, what clubs don't have footage and stuff? Right. But of course, that night they don't. And Sean ended up taking that time. Now, with Sean, I feel like if he took that time and you paying me, yeah, I might shut the fuck up. You feel me? Like, I'm going to get out 10 years. I'm going to be good. But I believe that karma is real. I believe that what's done in the dark will come to the light. And you may have gotten away with things in your past, and you may have rode this high horse for a long time. You may have did fine and no issues, but I think that life has a way of showing you, the guy to show you, like, hey, I'll show you. And I just think the way stuff is coming out, you could say it's a conspiracy, but there has to be something. This woman is still talking about this to this day.
Is it like a statute of limitation? Like if you did something?
He was acquitted. He was acquitted from it because of the lack of evidence. But most times, just on testimony, she beat him in a civil suit. People don't know that. But just on testimony, most times, if somebody came and said, man, I saw you pull the trigger and do that, that would have been enough.
But I'm saying, if you got people coming and saying, well, Puppy did this in the 90s or 2000.
No, it's not right. That's why Bill Cosby. That's why they was able to get Bill Cosby.
But see, he had people coming saying he did this in the 90s, and I'm just like, well, why now? I don't know.
But see, but that's my. I'm with you, Steve. That's my bigger. Yeah, that's it. Like, but personally, hey, listen. I heard a clip of we got to get Donald Trump out of here. Did you say that?
No.
Okay.
You talking about Diddy?
Diddy. I heard. I listened to the clip. We got to get Donald Trump out of there. Period. If I got to pick my choice, I really don't want either one of them in there, but Trump definitely can't get in there. Immediately, I went back to Rock the Vote with Barack. Man, he was so influential in just getting people to come out and vote. Getting our people to come out and vote so that we can get Barack in office, right? How do we know that, that this is an election year? How do we know that, this doesn't have anything to do with that?
That's a huge reach.
It's just so coincidental. Now, Cassie being the biggest domino in the effect now that it's had. Well, then why didn't all this come out shortly after Cassie? Why now? And nobody ever wants to talk about the why. Because all everybody want to do is point a finger. He's sick.
Well, the only reason this came out was because of that producer filed a lawsuit. He's the main one behind this who filed the lawsuit and naming Usher and Meek Mills and saying there was all this and that going on. I'm like, why is he even filing a lawsuit?
I mean, it's definitely money.
Bodyguard. They said him and Ja Rule was in there. The whole naked basketball games.
Yeah, I mean, I was
Fox talking about that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fox has been talking about wild parties, and he laughs about it, But if you read it between the lines, the chick Jaguar Wright, I don't know if y'all familiar with her, but look her up, Jaguar Wright. Man, she's been coming up at Diddy's neck for years. Said Puff's the reason Puff got killed, Puff got Biggie killed. She said everybody around Puff that was of any significance is no longer living. Andre Harrell, Kim Porter, Notorious Big.
I've heard those conspiracies. I mean, like I said, I don't want to take away. I don't want to take away from Diddy. I believe he's a strong Black icon within the community, and I think that if there's some truth to what's been said, man, you shouldn't have been engaged in that behavior. You shouldn't have, because just the power you hold, like he said, how you were able to get people to vote. We may disagree on the politics, you get what I'm saying, but that's not the argument. You have power to influence people. And if, no different than when I listen to TD Jakes. I could still listen to TD Jakes and enjoy a sermon, but it's going to hit different now if footage come out that you was, even if you not engaging with youngins, just if you in there doing some wild shit, it's like, bruh.
Hey, if footage come out and TD Jakes is in there doing some, because I listen to his motivation speeches when I'm working.
Yeah.
And if it come out, bruh,
he's wrong.
Talk like, damn, bro, you spending all this.
That's judging. I can't. What? I can't.
But don't it say in the Bible that those who like preach, and again, don't it say
I get it. I get what you're saying.
At the party.
But I mean, it depends on what type of guy he is, though.
Well, okay, so if he's at the party engaging in sexual acts,
come on,
I'm not saying at the party having a drink and conversing. I'm talking about like if
I see you with glass of Jack. I'm not talking.
No, he's saying if he at the party.
Yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah, you go in the room. Yeah. That to me, I feel like will destroy the foundation.
His brain.
Yeah, well, not only that, but I feel like
destroy anybody's brain.
Yeah.
Hell, if we was in that situation and they like, man, y'all hip to that podcast. The cat was just got busted.
Yeah, but we ain't T. Jakes though.
But we ain't. But it still would have a negative connotation on what they're trying to do.
Oh no, for sure.
Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. Is anybody in that that's doing something, it's gonna have a negative backspin. Yeah. To your point, these heavy hitters, TD Jakes, Puffy, whoever else is in these parties doing crazy stuff, it's gonna have it's gonna be bad. The evidence that they're gonna produce, if there is any, it's just gonna be bad, man. And what sucks is it's bad because it's taking down our powerful Black men.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's where
that's the biggest part,
because they're so instrumental and we have so few. That's why I feel like that those who are in leadership or those who decide to go into leadership or any type of you have to be cognizant of your actions, because your fall is a lot greater than, let's say, ours. Your fall is a lot more impactful than, there was like rumors about stuff that Dr. Martin Luther King was doing, right? Back. And I mean, it's proven fact with the FBI like pulled up and behaviors that he was engaging in. I mean, if you think about it, it was just some normal stuff that some cats would do. He out on the road, they tossing it after him. So he was engaging in like sexual relations with other women. Right. It's a proven fact.
Yeah.
That's definitely a deviant behavior based off his beliefs and his cores. Does it change the progress he made for our community? That could be debated in some aspects, but he still had a lot of positive impact, and it doesn't change that. But it could undervalue. It's like pulling the rug up under his feet, and it pulls the rug up under the black community. Like, look, y'all black leader, we just caught him doing some bullshit.
I hear you, but that doesn't, his sexual preference or what he was doing over here, that ain't got nothing to do with his bigger message was equality. His bigger message was us coming together.
It don't undermine it. Yeah,
but
I agree
I'm
with
just
that.
saying, like, nobody also knows the flip side. Like, was him and Coretta beefing? You know, all we care about is the negativity. Like, that's all people, especially for MLK. Like,
but do y'all think when y'all say we don't have that many black leaders or people to look up to, I think we actually do. They just don't get put on Front Street. Like,
I agree. I agree
when
with that.
LeBron started his school, I Promise, Jalen Rose been doing that. But you didn't hear nothing about it because Jalen Rose is not LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think we have these instances where we have positive black leaders and role models, but they just don't get put on Front Street. Like, the media don't capture their stories as much as like a LeBron James, or I think T.A.P is building some community housing in Atlanta. There's other black people at Mogul that do stuff like that, but they just don't get the publicity like that. So I think we do have a lot of black role models, but it's just Diddy is Diddy. You know what I mean? Diddy was Diddy before he started doing Rock the Boat and all that. It was Bad Boy Diddy. So that's why he gets more of the media capture. But I don't think we have a shortage on positive black people that's doing good for the community. They just not put in limelight like the other ones are.
Yeah. I would say this. My mom told me this back in the day. She said that a lie will circle the earth twice while the truth is in the house tying the shoes. It's like before you can even get out and address it, and sometimes the lies just seems it's more exciting. It's like, oh man, TD Jakes is doing this crazy stuff. Oh, let me believe that. But let me negate everything that he's done and message that he said to change my life. Because regardless, even if he did do it because of what we believe, he can pray and ask for forgiveness.
he asked for repentance.
If he did what?
If he was partying, he's still gonna ask for forgiveness.
He can still ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
He can still ask for
He's
forgiveness.
the man first.
Well, and the Lord will forgive him. But as far as
And I agree.
everybody else,
But biblically, thou shalt not judge.
I know. But if T.D. Jakes was partying, bro, like
I think it would have destroyed his leadership over his flock. Yes.
everything.
Will it change everything? Maybe he don't have a church. I could see that, but does that mean his relationship with Christ will change?
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think you have to give him opportunity. Also, if there was any truth to any of those actions, I think he's the type of man that's gonna stand before his flock and say, "I messed up.
Nah, I don't believe that
Well, so far,
because he had the opportunity.
Yeah.
So far, he's saying it's not true. He's not giving it any kind of attention or nothing.
And he should.
But if it comes out it was true, man, that's it, bro. We don't want to hear your explanation.
Right, because you only saying something now because you got caught.
Yeah. I don't think it's true personally on T.D. Jakes, but the Diddy, yeah, I think it's true.
Why do we think?
Because it's too many people coming out, and it's been too many clips of him saying some weird stuff. Everybody's talking about the parties and what's been going on, and Diddy's into Hollywood like he's an entertainer. T.D. Jakes is not like that. So
why haven't any of the other women that he's dated come out and said anything?
No.
Hey, here's the other part, and I'm just sitting here kind of really unpacking this. If I'm really on that kind of time, I'm not going to have anybody sign an NDA.
NDAs don't protect you from illegal activities.
No. I'm talking about for people. So it doesn't protect you from people saying something.
If they do.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So if I know that I'm on that type of time, if you rocking with me, here, you got to sign this
But the
first.
person who filed the lawsuit didn't sign an NDA. The producer,
Yeah.
he didn't sign one. That's the one who's
So did the producer and did he have a thing or what?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. He's confided in his producer and told him to send a report that he's did shit with Meek Mills, Usher,
I don't believe that.
and some other people. That's what the producer is saying.
Yeah.
Like, Diddy told him this stuff personally. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, why is the producer filing a lawsuit? But yeah, he's
On behalf of all these other people who was not, Usher, Meek Mill.
Well, his lawsuit was on behalf of him and interactions he had, he was claiming stuff that, Diddy may have said. I put the game on. What was it? I just want to make sure you're keeping up with it.
It's Iowa.
Iowa. All right. I'll put it on Iowa in a minute. We all human.
I feel like the producer is throwing names that if Usher and Meek Mill had a problem with Diddy, they would have came out and said something. If they was really doing what they was doing, if they ain't said that, that means they don't want it out there. But once this producer come and he's putting their names out there, it's like, yo, if Usher was getting busy with Diddy, then that's Usher's business. Evidently, he didn't get that.
Hold on, let me ask you this. Who signed over rights for Usher to live with Diddy at 13? Because he was 13 years old when he lived with Diddy.
His parents, his mama.
So
that was his manager.
But that doesn't excuse the behavior.
No. My point is, everything has a root. So when you go back to the beginning of this whole thing, and I'm only using Usher because of his age. So how the heck what was in that agreement that it was okay for my 13-year-old son to go and live with Diddy?
She was thinking about the money. That's what it was, man. What she could gain, the money, his career.
So if she was thinking about the money, we live in a corrupt world. Who's to say that the next person after that's not thinking about money? We're talking about a billionaire.
See, it all comes down to money because I think these allegations, this lawsuit, only came about once he worked this.
So Cassie hit 30 M's.
He's saying that, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, shoot, I can eat now.
Yeah, because why didn't you think about this?
Fat Joe once said he was spending 75, 50, 60 grand just from settling. Because people will come up to Joe, talk crazy, he drop the thing. Now, a shot in the jaw, I just got a $70,000 check. Mm-hmm. He said I was an easy target because I was slinging. Come on, man.
But do you think Diddy is an easy target because he was engaging in behavior?
I think Diddy's only an easy target right now because of Cassie. Because before Cassie, who else has tried?
Cassie ain't even touch it.
Yeah, who else has done this? Mm-hmm. Who else has done this? 30 M's?
Yeah, she exposed his vulnerability.
Yeah, I would agree. I think she did show his vulnerability. Excuse me. Yeah. And she did show how, like you said, he could be touched.
This is how you come out.
And because now here's the thing. I think people been recording stuff, having stuff, and like the one security guard who had the footage or like the recording of Diddy supposedly clapping Meek Mill's cheeks.
Cheeks.
That just sounds painful, but
no Diddy.
No Diddy. No. I mean, I don't know, man. If that's what you like, that's what you like. I mean, that shit did not sound entertaining at all. I mean, it sounded painful.
You know what's crazy? Hey, and I want you to keep going. But anybody watch BMF yet?
I have not.
Yeah.
You did? Now, come on, man. Now, did you see what happened with Brian's son? Yeah. What was the one thing that they threw in there? They had to throw that. Come on, man. Right before the next scene takes place. Yeah. But come on, hey, when I see that, I ain't gonna lie. They could have left that. They could have left that out, especially for a young, a young up and coming actor. Yeah. And that's what we doing.
It's cheap busting.
I'm not at liberty to say. But just watch it. But seriously, just because the scene is just so like what was that? Like, really? Man, he's in juvenile. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that also puts him like that negative energy on the other young men. Yes. Okay, I don't want to ruin it for any of our viewers.
We got quite a few people watching too.
Yeah, if you all are BMF
fans, we ain't gonna ruin it for you.
I don't want to ruin it, but just watch it, leave a comment or something, man.
But I mean, I want to stress, man, we not hating on Diddy. Like I feel like that. I've always looked up to him, and I still do, and I pray that he has his day in court to exonerate himself. I mean, just like I remember all the accusations against Michael Jackson. Everybody believed, even to the point he was dead, even though he was acquitted in court, they still believed the nonsense. And it came out all the conspiracies after he died, like the people who were, because he owned so much in Sony.
I forgot about Mike.
But
catalogs,
yeah,
Beatles,
yeah,
yeah,
and he even owned Eminem stuff.
Yeah.
He owns so much. Yeah, he did. Like when Eminem said some crazy shit to him, had that video, the music video. His clapback was buying his catalog, buying his rights to it. Yeah, like dead ass. But the point is that it took after he was dead and gone, and he literally just all the stuff they sent him through. Because remember, they went to his house and stripped him and arrested him and did all this stuff. And when it came to court, people don't talk about all the evidence that showed how innocent he was. They did all that search, just like they did with Diddy's home. They did that to Michael Jackson and did not find one thing.
I think it showed that he could be touched.
Not only that, but I think that they have a process that they want to send the black man through.
Right.
And one of the reason why I say that is because the first thing is public humiliation.
Yeah, emasculate them.
And then emasculate them. And that's what I was doing next. Because for the longest, Kevin Hart, I'll never wear a dress. SNL, he had on what? A flipping dress.
Yeah, what's the name did too, man? Dave Chappelle talked about Dave Chappelle actually had on a dress. They pulled up a clip back in the day. Cuz had on a dress, man.
Okay, so
it's some old, it's very old footage, bro. But he had on a dress, man. Like I know he talked about it was in his dress room or whatever, but yeah, I was surprised they pulled it up, man. And it's like I think that's one thing that they do. They try to push it. They put this dress on to emasculate you, make you more non-threatening. I don't know what it is, but I think that's what that Michael Jackson thing.
Yes, all of that.
All our black men, all our black ladies.
Yeah, that is of any stature. Any of our black men that is of has any power.
Yeah, I will say, Tyler Perry monetized that shit though. Yeah, he said, "Y'all gonna make me put on this dress. I'm about to be a damn near billionaire artist." He one of the most powerful men in our community now.
The reason why I kind of like his come up, because he started off doing stage plays.
No, he was homeless.
Yeah, he started off just doing stage plays, and he put the dress on, and the character hit. Mm-hmm. The character hit. It's no different than Big Mama.
So that's what I'm about to say. You think in every instance when you put on a dress it's a negative thing? Because Big Martin, when he did
Jamie Foxx and
Marlon Wayans had pointed that out too. He talked about how I think the instances of those who, like when they say put a black man in a dress or something, I can see the negative connotation with it, honestly, because it's so easy for them to destroy us, right? When we don't act in pocket. Or maybe there's something behind the scenes. Like I said, with Michael, it was the Sony catalog. Maybe it's something with Diddy that we don't know. But I think that are there plenty of other people who do deviant behavior that we'll never know about? That I mean, just engage in stuff that make Diddy's accusations look like you can sweep it under the rug, something that he'll be fine with, And I just think that as a black man in America, we have to move differently, because I just feel like that if you move in a manner that this could be used against you, like if you don't act right, man, like, hey, we're gonna pull this up. Hey, you're not gonna buy them shares. You need to sell this stake in this company. Well, I don't want to sell it. Like, it's gonna take a portion of my net worth. Oh, okay, cool. You're not gonna do it. Hey, Cassie, here's all this stuff. Go ahead, push that lawsuit. Yeah. And watch and again, I'm just speculating, but I'm just using an instance like with Michael Jackson. They called him poor. They called him a pedophile. It took after he was dead years for people, and it was like major, even like Oprah, black woman, who was pushing that stuff after him, made a hit piece documentary to like tear his name down, and it took people really going through to find out, man, this dude did not do any of that. And just imagine living under that. Like, basically, I always think about, who did you piss off? That's like literally what Joy and I said when we seen the stuff with Diddy. He was like, who did he piss off? Mm-hmm. He pissed off somebody. He got out of pocket. It was something that happened to where it was just like, I'm going to show you who's really in charge.
You know what? I think it's a difference between when we talk about black and white, because Robin Williams put on the dress and no one said nothing.
Exactly. Miss Doubtfire.
Miss Doubtfire, and that was a hit. Also, remember what Dana White, UFC, they had him on camera smacking the shit out of his wife in Vegas.
Well, sure did. It was right after.
Yeah.
It was right after. Was his after my guy in the elevator, wasn't it? The White was after the Philadelphia, the running back.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
dragged his wife.
Yeah.
But that was domestic violence.
I know.
What's the name?
What Jones Drew?
Nah, you talking about?
He was the running back.
Yeah.
He was at the table with her legs. She was spitting on him, and she leveled up.
Right.
Think about how quick the Jay-Z and Beyonce situation was Solange.
Yeah.
They were fucking to her. Solange jumped in.
Yeah. Nothing happened.
But think about how
They praised Solange.
They praised Solange.
Yeah.
But then when your boy Jonathan Majors, that was like they canceled him. But when Dana White did what he did, nothing happened to Dana White. Man.
Can I give you somebody else that I feel like is getting a bad deal right now? Tory Lanez.
So, he's locked up.
Yes, I watched a documentary on I watched Tippies, wasn't it?
10 years.
Yeah, Tippies. I watched the documentary on HBO Max. Him and Megan. What people are attached to Megan that are not attached to Tory? You see what I'm saying? It's some people that I personally feel that are monetized to Megan. You got a flipping what is the gym? What is the gym?
Planet Fitness. Oh.
You got a Planet Fitness commercial. You're the face of Planet Fitness now. Tory Lanez got jammed up. Megan's friend said that they show a picture of Megan's friend beat up. Tory like, man, I didn't pull the trigger. She know who pulled the trigger. Megan say, no, I ain't trying to take this any further, press charges, none of that. But Tory Lanez, he was not as powerful. He's no Diddy. But in the black community, in the black entertainment world, Tory Lanez's name carried a little bit of weight. And you see, look at that.
But you remember,
Up north.
but you remember, like as growing up, like our grandparents or parents would tell us when we went outside and certain stuff we did, it was like they could do it, but you can't.
Yes.
I mean, and I think it's baked within our culture that sometimes I think we forget about it. We forget our place in society, and it maybe just be in this country, which is why I do support like Pan-Africanism that Dr. Umar pushes. I'm not against interracial relationships, but I do understand the beauty in like black families, black communities, black culture, everything black. We brought our own stuff up because when we operate within their rules, we seem like we got it together, but we're always reminded who's really in power.
Yeah.
And I think that, like you said, with the Jonathan Majors thing, he was in self-defense versus with Dana White, it was a true attack towards his wife.
Right.
And like you said, nothing happened to him. He didn't lose his stake in UFC. Nothing happened. He wasn't ostracized. There was not like one condemning video about him.
You don't even know about it.
Yeah, but when a black man does it, it makes the news.
Yeah.
So I just feel like that as black men, as black people, as definitely as leaders, we need to be that much more cognizant. Because if they have something that could be used against us that's going to destroy our image, it's going to come out eventually. It may be years. It may be something like if something's on TD Jakes and he don't do something he's supposed to, I guarantee that footage is going to leak.
Or you know what? Even let's scale it down. Let's look at the jobs that we're at. You piss a customer off and say something, and you have a lady that comes and in your view, she's doing a house viewing with you. You might just be, in your bag that day. I'm feeling great. You might give a compliment. You might receive some papers in the mail that you sexually harassed us like that.
Right, because you took it that
you were AES, and you might be handling an account, and you might be feeling good one day, and might have just been, oh man, hey, love your hair, da da da. Before you know it, now that account's been pulled. Now you're in the big man's office, and you're like, huh? I'm in education.
Yeah.
I say something out, and the teacher's like, well, I like the way my dean talked to me. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. All I said was this.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy. Like you said, for the Me Too movement, for the Me Too, it's so easy for us as black men to get hooked.
It is.
That it's almost at a blink of an eye. My principal told me that you were talking aggressive to me, and I was like, whoa, time out. That one word changes the whole composite of this thing you're sketching right now.
Mm-hmm.
That one word, aggressive. So I had to do what I had to do to protect me now. Because as a black man, that word aggressive.
You know how it goes.
Get me.
Yeah,
Him, canceled.
Everything.
Go ahead, find a job.
Telling the truth, what y'all think about this? When Kevin Hart said what he said 10 years ago on Twitter about his son playing with the dogs that came after him at the Oscars.
Yeah.
But who was that? When Cardi B in an interview admitted that she targeted guys in the strip club when she was a stripper and took them home, drugged them, and robbed them. A year or two later after that, she had a interview with Joe Biden, president-elect. She didn't get canceled, none of that. And that was recently more so than what Kevin Hart said during Twitter. And all he said was, I don't want my son to play with dogs. And it was a comedian sketch. But when Cardi B admitted targeting people, setting them up to go home, drug and rob them, nothing happened to her, man. She still got Reebok endorsements, grannies, and it's like, why?
I mean, I hate to say this, but I mean, the world we live in is an inequality. Not only when it comes to men and women, there's things that women could do that they could get away with that men we can't, and ain't nothing's gonna change that. And there's a further inequality when it comes to the fact that we're black. And I hate pulling the race card. I do because I don't.
Race card. You're speaking truth.
But I understand where a lot of our black leaders and our black influential people, I think sometimes they need to self-humble. They need to go, like, if you see what Diddy's going through, if you engage in anything that could be turned around and used against you, man, go in that mirror and be like, man, let me not do this.
But can we bring it back to what I said before? When I said I feel like the black man feels more heat. You two kind of looked at me kind of crazy at the beginning. Mm-hmm. But now that we've talked about it and the dialogue has come about, now y'all start to see what I said at the beginning. Mm-hmm. When I said I feel like the black man takes more heat in these falls than white men.
It's more publicized.
Yeah, it's more that I said they take more heat. Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying to go back to the beginning of this. Mm-hmm. Like, we seem to feel it the most.
And I can agree with that because when you talk about a billionaire, you are cutting in on a lot of pieces of the pie. Like a billionaire, you pretty much monopolizing the whole situation. And for white men, they don't want to be cut out of anything. I wouldn't care if scientists discovered cow urine can cure cancer. And as a black man, I got 300 cows. The fact that I say no, I don't want to sell no cows. Man, I'll look up in a month later and cow herder Derek White got sentenced to XYZ because he didn't file taxes. Wait a minute.
Right.
His taxes didn't get his tax didn't be filed. And Lord knows when, but guess what? Somebody else come in and do.
They did your boy like that too, Russell Simmons. Remember, he lived somewhere in another country, but they were pulling testimony from women 20 years ago in the 90s talking about he did this.
That's right. So what? Yeah.
But but y'all see where Uncle Luke said that he started to move differently because he was getting lawsuits and he was getting stuff. So he would, like, a girl would say something and he'd be like, nope, I got this paperwork she signed to get up on stage, to do this behavior, to act this way. He showed that. And and I just feel like that as men, we have to protect ourselves, even at our level. But definitely in that, once you get to that stratosphere, like you said with Diddy, where he could be like, again, I disagree with him politically, but he could say, hey, go vote for this person, and you go vote. Like that. I remember I seen a study where they said with Taylor Swift, she's just how much influence she has. When she says vote for someone, most times a portion of the country will like lean towards just because what she says, even though she's an entertainer, her ignorance in the politics may be high, but the fact that she says something. So when you have that position of power, I think that naturally you may have to humble yourself, just where, but I mean, it's been shown plenty of times. Like, I fuck with Candace Owens, but she just got realized real quick who's really in charge. She got fired from the Daily Wire. because of what she was saying about a certain community. Huh?
About the when she said something about the dots or the
No.
oh, you mean was it Israel Palestine thing?
Yeah, like her stance on that and things and such. She was bringing out. She even pointed out stuff with Michael Jackson, whatever. She said this about the Diddy situation. She said that it was to not find evidence on him. It was to pull stuff on other people, to hide it, to obfuscate it, to basically, because imagine if whatever Diddy has, let's say it does leak. Let's say the shit really happened. I think it did. I'm not even gonna lie. But the implications are far greater to him. It's around the other people that was engaged in that behavior too.
So you think that's why they killed Epstein, right?
For sure.
To protect
everybody else, right?
Folks.
Yeah. So and that's where basically Candace was hinting to when she tweeted about that. Like this show of force was to get everything that he has. Because once that lawsuit came out and said that he was secretly recording, man, the stuff was set in motion at that point. Because he may have confided in that producer and said some stuff like, oh, hey, man, I do this or whatever. Man, nobody care about your homosexuality. Nobody give a fuck about that, man. You come out and be like, yeah, I was doing some stuff. I like men and women. Like, bro, people will still fuck with you. You did it. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Like, nobody cares. In the past, it was more shunned or whatever. And your personal walk with Christ is yours. That ain't me to judge, because we all have our cross to bear. We all have something that we have to deal with that, maybe it's drinking, maybe it's food, maybe it's this. I'm not here to judge you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to do that, So it depends on how you treat me. But I say that if you're in this position, it's just like with R. Kelly, right? He got convicted off testimonies, man. There was no evidence. He got convicted off prior testimony. That's why I feel like this stuff with Diddy is going to get real serious real quick. Because if they show like a sliver of evidence that some of this stuff is true and they can convince a jury, man, that's why I feel like you can't find him, because that dude he out the country.
Nah, he gonna get off though.
Hopefully.
My why is this. Because now you got to call all these people that y'all naming. You got to call your Stevie J's now. Now you got to reach out to your ushers. You got to reach out to all these people that are at these exclusive parties. And now they have to testify, because they can't be subpoenaed to come in and testify and say, and if they say, wait a minute, we had a good time. And if everybody's story is matching up, then it's nothing they can do to Diddy at all.
Last day, like I said, tapes and videos.
What exactly? Now, we have some hardcore evidence. Hey, man, it's gonna be it's pretty audio with no paddles.
They got that, and that's like where's audio, there's video.
Yeah, I mean, and dude was secretly recording allegedly, and that's not an impossible thing to believe. That he had cameras. He probably had certain areas they could go to and kick it. And, it probably got crazy, man. They was probably getting in, man. I ain't gonna lie. The Diddy part probably be fun. You know what I'm saying? You into that shit.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, the cameras. I mean, hell, look at the shit. The 6 tapes they had on R. Kelly. That was R. Kelly. That wasn't somebody else. That was R. Kelly. But my whole thing is, when you're looking at the angles of it, whoever he was indulging with and being goofy with, they didn't stop and look. Nobody ever stopped and looked directly into the camera.
He got off because the girl that was in the video with him didn't go testify. She refused to cooperate, so he was able to get off. I think, to me, that was his get out of jail free card.
Cassidy is his gift and his curse, and here's why. You blew the spot up, but you took the money. So if you come back with anything else, you're not credible now.
She can't. That was
you took the money.
She can't now. That's part of the deal.
Just period. Like any Cassie, anything.
Anybody listen.
So exactly. So the thing of it is well, then who's next? Because who's next is a bunch of men. And at any given moment, Puffy can say, I'm a punk. We got down, we was high on coke, and hell, we had a good time.
I don't think he gonna say that. Though.
No, he may not, but under this type of pressure,
You may have to.
you got to pull all stops.
You got to figure out what's the best.
Yeah, you got to pull all stops.
And that's also gonna bring down Meek and Usher, man.
That's gonna bring down Meek, Usher. Hold on. But then you got to go back and now you pull footage of a Jamie Foxx who talks about the wild parties. So you got too many ball players in this, man. You got too many heavy hitters in this.
Yeah.
I don't see this. This is not going to grow any further than what it is. I guarantee it.
Famous last words. I think it's going to get bad.
I guarantee it.
Hey, how we wrapping up?
Hey, I was about to say that. Hey, listen, we have a lot of viewers. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely hit the like and subscribe. We're going to be wrapping this up soon. So I say this because I want to get to the game too. I want to watch stuff with the kids. I pray this isn't true, Diddy. I really look up to you, man. I think you have a lot of value within our community. Man, fuck, bro. That's some wild shit if you're doing it, man. And that video of the audio of clapping.
Nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, you really is clapping. I mean, he was going in, bro. Like,
hey, no Diddy, man. No Diddy.
No Diddy. I mean, like, I bet it stunk in that room, bro.
No Diddy, man. I don't want to know. Now I'll be riding through my old hood, but I'm in my new hood.
Hey, but listen, like I said, this ain't the channel we're gonna hate on strong black men. I feel like that. I pray it's not true. If there's some validity to it, excuse me. I hope that it doesn't lead to destroying them completely, because based off what I've heard, it doesn't sound like that bad. But in the era that we live in now, we've seen people get their entire lives ruined and everything they built is destroyed. And I just pray that don't happen for Bad Boy, his legacy and everything destroyed off him having good times, engaging in homosexuality. I disagree with that behavior, but I don't think that is becoming of losing everything. I think it'd be hard to try to prove the underage people, because like he said, you're going to have a bunch of people come in, but hey, teach his own, man. I mean, let you guys close it up, man.
I would say, my cousin once told me that reality is stranger than fiction. So basically, I wouldn't be surprised if all this was true. Just because all the stories you hear about Hollywood, things going on behind closed doors, how people get down, it will surprise me. Now, the T.D. Jakes will surprise me, though. Because I really like T.D. Jakes. I like what he talk about in sermons. If it come out and he really was getting his cheek busted and swallowed up or something like that, man.
He was packing peanut butter.
Yeah, if that comes out to be true, man, that's just going to make me lose a lot of faith, man. And him, I don't care if the Lord can forgive him, but I think people won't. Like, nah, man, he was swallowing. So, I would say, man, I don't know. Hopefully it's not true, but if it is big, man, I mean, made big play. So
Take that.
hardcore.
No Diddy.
Damn, that's sad. Now it went from pause to no Diddy.
Hey, I'll probably just say, just to end it, is based off kind of what Steve just said, is let's not lose focus on how many of the black men are getting torn down for things that hundreds and thousands of people are probably doing every day.
Right.
So there is like a strategy behind it. There's a reason why a lot of this stuff. I think it was a white NBA player. He was accused of being for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He was accused of being with an underage girl. I never saw. It was no one ever really talked about it. And then when did this year? That was
Yeah.
This year. So this year, no one talked about it. And then you just brought up Ray Rice.
Yeah.
And his situation. Yeah. There was another NFL player, the white man, killed his girl.
Sure did. It was a coach, wasn't it?
No, it was a player. Yeah, it was a player.
Yeah.
He killed his girl for domestic violence.
I got that one for you.
Never saw any of the backlash that black men get. So I'm saying, like, let's not forget, you know what I mean, with all the jokes and the memes and the videos, TikToks and all that crap we see, And not saying that what Diddy or any of these guys did was right. I'm just saying let's not look at the bigger picture and forget about what's really going on here. And I like what y'all said earlier, like the why.
Hey,
Look at that why behind it.
I just want to say this. There's a new article came out said Diddy's son blasted him for the raid on home and Kim Porter's death. Famous last words, what you said. I think it's about to get worse.
I couldn't hear you.
I said there's an article that just came out that his son, King Combs, just blasted his dad for the raids on the home and for Kim Porter and his mom's death. So if he start talking, famous last words. Go ahead, close, man. Shout out to get a shout out for the subscriber, Nikki.
Hey, check this out. Please continue to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Shout out to Nikki Stallings. I appreciate you watching us, tapping in with us, family. Appreciate you. Diddy's son, King Combs, speaks out after getting detained. So I get locked up for some stuff I ain't got nothing to do with.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel away. So I feel King Combs on that. But I think King Combs has enough sense to talk about only what needs to be talked about.
Hopefully it's the truth. Shit.
On him. I'm just saying that's my 2 cents on him. Because I don't want to make it be about son turning against dad.
Yeah.
It's a whole different segment.
I agree.
But I am tarnishing our more influential, powerful black men getting tore down. However, our more powerful, influential black men make better decisions if you caught with your hand in the cookie jar. Keep your hand in the cookie jar, man. Because there are other men that look up to you, younger men that look up to you, and inspire to do great things like you all have done. Diddy's personal preference to do what he do, I have no judgment on that. Do what you do, Playboy. If you want to take that or give that, it's on you. However, if you're doing stuff that is crossing the line of criminal act, crossing the line of people's liberties and invading privacy, because you cannot record without letting people know that they're being recorded, you foul, bro. You foul. And there's something wrong with you if that's what you're doing. However, until we get some hardcore evidence, right now, I see there's a lot of clickbait articles that are out there. And because it's Diddy, a powerful, influential black man, people are going to click on it. They're going to talk about it. This is going to be a topic of conversation.
And what I just talked about was clickbait too, by the way.
And what Drew just said, this shit may not be over. But
and I'm gonna close with this. Can you hear it? Shit. This is real quick. Let's see here.
turn this off.
Sound like Diddy to me. Sound like him in the dream chase.
Yeah.
Now, that's where he fucked up.
Top 10 radar.
Yeah, I mean,
That's where dude messed up at right there.
What do you say?
Andre put the basically I'm ready to get mine.
Like, no.
I'm ready to get mine.
hey, who wasn't, bro? If I was a security girl, I'd have went up with that camera too, been recording it. But hey, guys, till next time, next week. See you.